Okay, yeah, so welcome back. In the last video, I I said I stopped at where I've put the sample within the bit project, right? The template bit project. So, um, I actually wanted to continue, but I had to do some pre-mixing. Not necessarily, just added to make this sound. Okay, I'll explain it though. Unfortunately, the reason why I did this pre-mixing is so that the video won't be too long. So for the video not to be too long, I just did a quick mix on the I did a quick mix on the sample. Okay, so here we have. Give me a second. Okay, so here what I added. Let me just explain what I added so that it's just like two effects I added. The reason I added them was I didn't want the the sample to sound too far from where it came from, because it's from where how it sounded originally, because that's the whole reason I sampled it, because I like the sound. So I didn't want to stray too much, but I also wanted to use what I have already on this mix. So to achieve that, I had to move some of the low ends at this point, move the low ends and cut out some unnecessary high frequencies. Then I introduced this imager to set the stereo properties, um, set them proper. How do I put it? To set the stereo properties appropriately, if I'll put it that way, to like make sure the like now the mid frequency I left them. I just sterilized them just a bit. Then this mid high, if I'll call it that, I increased in fact the bass frequency stops here. There's practically no high ends, but I still in case there, because there will still be hiatus or little high ends, probably inaudible, but they are probably there. And the low ends, complete low end, which I've already cut out, but there'll still be some remnants. I completely made them mono, because most times bass lines are mono, right? So they're always at the middle of your stereo, between the left and right. So I just left it there like that. Then that's basically what I just did before I resumed the video. I did that so that I won't make the video too long. Okay, so let's continue. um okay, so continue. Let's adjust a few things. Just basically watch of them. I will be explaining as I go on. Okay, so for where I am at now is, let me just maybe work on the arrangement first before I still continue on the mixing. Yeah, and also I adjusted some the snare. Is it snare clap? This is something on the snare clap, but I won't go into it. It's not that important. Just I didn't like some of the high end, so I just cut out some of this, and it's not a big deal. That's not what we're concentrating on this tutorial. So let's continue. Um, Now here I may have to introduce a reverb, and you will see why when I play the music. Um, yeah. Also, I need my drops. So let me go through how this music works. I think I'll open a new FL. So this is how it works basically. uh, my arrangement. So the good thing is, as a electronic producer, I I've always loved the way, one of the things that make me like electronic music, because their arrangement, the way they arrange their stuff. I'll go into that background, my musical background. The reason is so that you can understand maybe why I like electronic music, why I like amapiano. There's deep, how there's some like deep uh, background that I have coming from. I don't want to start explaining it, so I don't want to make this video too long. So there's a reason I like, but basically I like when things go from um, low is it from silent to high, that difference, that dynamics. Basically my musical background always, I love that dynamics in music, where it's not the music is not just at a high throughout or as pacey throughout. It has breakdown. So let me use that to explain quickly and get one of the projects. Any of them will do. Any of them. Let me use this. So we'll just look at the waveform. Actually, I should have used 20, but no problem. Okay, so let's just take a look at the waveform. If you look at this waveform, this beginning is like the intro and beginning melodies, then now breakdown. Every breakdown, the music comes down, then goes to a drop. That's basically how almost all in fact that's how all electronic music are arranged. And that's why I like the fact that Amapiano has its own uh, certain elements that will always never change, and that's what I'm trying to do in this Afro pop Amapiano fusion. Because I want to put some elements that wherever you hear this, maybe genre or sub genre, you you immediately identify it by its elements, constant elements. There are things that will change. Definitely melodies will change. Sometimes the beats, the percussions, beats, loops and everything may change, but certain elements will not change. Different, like a drill beat, you must hear that hi-hat kind of sound. Maybe most times a hi-hat. So that's something I'm trying to achieve in this. So, and I'll explain the whole thing, because in a way I'm trying to come up with a new genre. So I'll explain it in a video just solely for that explanation. But for now, let's just look at the way it's arranged. So this, well, all what I'm doing, the project will amount to something like this. So let me reduce the volume. I don't want to. Let me reduce the volume a bit so I can talk and at the same time listen. Okay, so that this is just a repetitive part where I play the loop over and over again to an extent, then it now breaks down. I tell you, it all started with one particular beat I mentioned that in the film video. In fact, that beat has the same, in fact, is the beat is included in the entire beat. Elements of that beat is in all of them. And the drop, you can hear the kick is quite heavy. So the kick is quite heavy at this point, and I always put a flanger or something that differentiates the melody, which is like I showed, is the same sample, but the elements, the effects it gives it some crunch or brightness, whatever, to make it different from the beginning or the beginning loop or whatever. So that drop must be always heavy and have some special listen. Then after the drop, a new breakdown, right? It breaks down and build. It's not building. This is always a build. That's why you hear swells, right, going to the drop. But this is just a breakdown to a new, like a melody, second melody, or you can say chorus or sorry, solo or verse, and it goes like that. And it goes to the second breakdown build. So yes, swells and it's building to the next drop, and this drop is longer. It's I think 16 bars. So within it, there are still some changes that not necessarily noticeable, but they are there. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So that's it. It's also a previous something I've done previously. In fact, recently I would have showed the video, but I was still working out the kinks of recording screen. So that's that for that. So why I can, unless I zoom out, you can see, but there are so many elements. That I said it's a template. So this is the main sample, which changes the whole beat, changes the whole music to to a new music, right? So this is like a new music, but um, the beat is practically the same. I changed a few things, like I said, I just changed, messed around, did some little tweak on the snare, because I was not liking the snare clap. I was not liking how it was sounding like. Just a little tweak. It may not make much of a difference. So that's that. And in some of them, I introduced a whole different snare. I just replace the snare. I don't really change the sequence. So you can see there are so many elements in the music. You can see a lot of automation as a hallmark or the identity of most electronic DJs, DJ producers. So with all that, you can see this thing is not going to sound the same, and I will go through that. Okay, so let me just do some cuts quickly. This is a drop, so I'll stop here. Cut this side also, and okay. Okay, am I done with that? Okay, I have to cut this too. Then please just mix those fill ups noticeable. Okay, that is all done. Now there's something I need to change. Yeah, this is the amapiano, the main amapiano element that So the most recent amapianos don't really use it like that. The recent ones they use something. There's a new pattern they use. But this is the like the classic, which they still use once in a while, but uh, it's where most amapiano has this. So it's like a, let's see, it's not on the same key, and so let me correct that. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't play the instruments. I, I I've learned a bit of music theory, but I don't really play the instruments with my hands. So I'm more of a singer. So I use the sounds to get what I need. Mm, ta, ta, ta. No, it's not sounding because the automation is silent there. So I have to move to somewhere the animation comes up. Mm, mm. So I have to go to the higher octave. Let's see. I feel it's too high. But let's see. Okay, let's see if not sounding fantastic, I go down back to the lower octave. It's too high. But I'm considering the bass is a bass sound. The main melody is a bass sound, so it might be okay. But let's to go down an octave, just press Control and down key. Let me just try it on a lower octave. It's better on the lower octave. It's not in your face. I think lower. What I'm going to do is maybe in the drop, I'll put one of the, because there are three of them layered, so I'll put one of them on a higher octave. So that, because I still kind of like the high octave, but it's not sounding fantastic. Okay, so let's edit the others. It's F5, G4. Let's copy. See, okay, let me see if I can solo this. And this is what I meant. You can see because of the mix, it's already mixed. Ideally, you saw I just added two more effects, and that's the thing. Whenever I work on this stuff. I've sampled it and I edit the stuff. So most times I add more. So that's over the years. Yeah, over the years, like it's 3 years now. So more things on each project. There are more elements. Okay, let's listen. So it and here I sound. So you can hear that the whole thing has kind of changed in a way. That's nice. Okay, let's come back. And it happens almost throughout. In fact, most times at the breakdown and even at the build, you can see there's a you will get there. Yeah, so this is what I need to change next. Unfortunately, this is a wave, so I have to. So I'm coming down the pitch. I'm coming down way down. Dun, dun. Oh, freaking hell. That's a serious problem. Oh, very serious problem. Okay, so it's at the last and it has not gotten to the lower octave of that. Okay, I think is it. I also have to make sure unless that's semi. I think they're the same. I think they're the same. Well, I would have had to start re-recording some. That would have been a very long thing. Okay, you can use it. Oh, but another option is just to use the higher octave. Do I? I think I want to try it. Let me try the higher. Oh, it's fine. I like the lower octave. If it didn't work, I would have just tried the lower high. I will just try the higher octave. So at this point, I need to add something here of reverb. There are sets of reverb I can add. Trying to decide if I should. Should I? Okay, let's try just a simple reverb and the preset I've saved, and that could use has this metallic reverb. Well, let's just try a simple reverb, and if it doesn't work, we'll use that. Let's use a shimmer. I have some. I always have templates preset things. I don't like repeating work I've done, things I've done before. So I save them most times. I save as much as I can. I don't like I have to maybe I've done something because the job of a electronic producer is basically R&D, as research and development. So yeah, working on how to get new sounds, things that cross frontiers that have not been tested, make sounds that you never heard before. Yeah, always experimenting. So yes, since it's most times it's experimental, to now figure out what you've done. Ah, in fact, if we had the chance, we'll be recording ourselves. If we had the memory space, recording ourselves so that we ourselves will go and look back at the video and see what we did to achieve maybe a new sound or something. So I don't play with my saving stuff. Okay, so what? Okay, I would automate the volume. There are two ways of doing this to automate. I can automate the solo here. That's the good thing about FLStudio. You can automate almost anything. So I can automate this, but I don't want to do that. I will have to automate that and still automate this. So instead, I'll just automate this. And when you automate, the song is initialized to that. That means whenever you play the song, it will start. Even if you open the volume, it will come back to 0. Immediately you set it. So I just wanted to automate at this point. So you can see I press Ctrl down and drag to highlight that area. Why I'm doing that is out of experience. If you just go and automate directly, it will create an automation of the whole track, of the whole song, from the beginning to the end. You now have to start reducing it as serious long thing. So just highlight the area, automate, so it will create an automation clip of that particular area. So it starts and stop where you highlighted. Okay, I have to listen to it. Let's see what is going to produce. I want it to start coming out at some point here. Let's see what happens. I know I want it off immediately the drop enters. So let's see what it will sound like. I want that tail up to the silence. In fact, I will introduce a silence, a tail to the silence, and the drop. In fact, let me do that. I think I like that idea. I just right click on that part to make it straight back. So make it silent just one bit before the drop hits. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling it. Let me use another shimmer and see. I want it. No, I don't think this will work. Let's use one of this, something large and distant reverb. Okay. It's too long. Let me use something that is not so long. Let me just use this. If I make a my CPU is crying. Okay, let me try something. When I open this, the battery settings move to high performance. I also it's don't crash. Okay, you can see it's smoother. I think it's smoother. Okay, maybe I should just use the preset I had it done. No, don't worry. No, I don't think so. Let me just do something new. I need a whole or concerts. Let's see if concerts will sound okay. Okay, I need the tail. I need the tail. Let me try that hole again. And I'll do room and see how it sounds. Nope, absolutely not. Okay, let's try it out and see what happens. See, I've added almost fill up the whole thing. In fact, I didn't explain. This mixer is connected to this. That means it's not just this. This is still full. This, if you look at the amount of effects that are on it, I don't think, maybe another video I'll go through each of them, show what they do and so on and so forth. I definitely can't go through that now, so that the video will not be too long. So okay, let's automate, or I could just link them. I learned this later after almost a couple of years into production. I learned this later. Let's see if I can do it. I don't even know if I remember how to do it. I can link to that controller. But it won't be initialized. No, I'll just create the link. Okay, I'll just create an notification because I need it to be initialized and I need it to be switch off immediately, because if I don't create that automation clip, when the automation increases the volume, it will stay increased, but when it's initialized, it will switch off automatically anytime the music is played. It will switch off because it's initialized to the 0 mark. But if I just link it, it will do something I really don't want it to do. So I almost created without highlighting. Let's highlight. You always need to highlight. Do it. And even I'm thinking about it, that they won't be. I don't think I want to do them at the same way. Like the plate, I would like the plate to start coming forward. They won't be the same. Okay, let me make the plate come out. The plate will come up earlier, or not too early. I want to also have to enjoy that new sound first before it goes out. Oh, let me go increase this. Make it to this one to stop it at 2 bits. Then the reverb of the long. Let's start it late. Late. I don't want it to start early. In fact, let me increase it, but decrease it, like just when the drop. Very good. So it sleeps just before the at the beat before the drop hits. So that's this line before 29. This line hits it. Just silent completely, then the percussion hits. Okay, I don't know, I think it's okay right there. Okay, I think I'm done for now. Yeah, so after I'm done with the video, I may still go through something so that to clean up some stuff, because I won't be able to do that in this video. So that's like I'm trying to not make the video too long. So I've just done it basically, but I may fine tune some things when the video is over. Okay, I think I'm good. Now I've come to the drop. This way we need an alteration or a variance of what is being played, of the sample. So I'm just pressing escape and tab to move quickly, clear out all the VSTs that have been opened. So now what I'll do is I'll just clone this guy. Normal, the last video I showed that I wanted to record the flange, but it was not, I didn't like the outcome, so I'll just I'll just so I've cloned it and put a second listen. So this one I'll change, and most times my drop always have a different mixer, and that's the 68. So I'll make it 68. 68, I said I have an alternative. In the last video I said I have an alternative, and this is the alternative. But let's see how it sounds. It's an alternative, but I don't know how it will sound. It has a lo-fi and flanger-ish effect here. I don't know how it will sound, so let's hear it. Let's hear what it will sound like. So this is also linked to this, and this is linked to this. So this is another set of plugins. Like I said, I'll go through it in another video. Link to this. Let me quickly show this link. This is the link here for newer producers or younger producers who have never used FL11. This is what I mean. All your mixer is linked here, is more visible, and the interface shows it clearly with these lines. Everything is linked to the master. Then if you want to move away from master, that's what I was talking about there. I linked this to here, so it's here. So what I did there is this is linked, 68 is linked to 7, and this is now linked to this, and this is linked to the master, like this. So that's what I did there. So if you're wondering, that's it. Okay, so this is what I meant. This linked to this, this is linked to this, and this is to the master, and all of them have effects running on them. Let's see how it will sound. Let's solo so that let's solo it so that so it has that bite and that high frequency. It has that stuff. Okay, so it has also EQs. Well, and this one, yeah, even if I don't explain much on it, this is important in every drop, because we use a really heavy kick and bass also in every drop we do in electronic music. So that's why we use this side chain. So this, in this case, is a side kickstart. It's used as a sidechain. Sidechain is it will reduce, this is the graph here, you can see it will reduce the volume to 0 at every kick, every hit of the kick. We do that because the kick has to be very present in this. It shouldn't, and it also do that with the bass. So when the kick hit, the bass is 0, and so at that millisecond as they're hitting, it's lowers the bass to 0, then the bass come in and play what you want to play, kick, hit again. So although, because this is Afro pop and it's not so accentuated, although in the bass I will reduce it to the lowest, but here I put it at 44%, so that it's not most times. Let me give an example quickly, very quickly, because I don't want to. Okay, while it's opening, we'll just continue. An example is one of my old songs. I'll just play it. The kick in the EDM, the kick lowers all the melodies, then plays, and it's very, even the white noise, it's every as the kick hits, it's that's everything. That's just the style. Sometimes because there are so many elements, if it is not put, if the sidechain, that kick or sidechain, whatever, kickstart is not put, or there are different ways to, you can use kickstart, there are other ways to do it. If it's not there, it will really sound terrible. This my one of my stuff. So if you hear the, and we'll just go straight to the drop. If you hear the drop, you see this. It is everything. So at that, when the kick hits, it lowers everything. So it's as if the volume is being lowered. Wow. So the kick is always heavy and very present. So same thing, but I didn't do it like entirely. I just did it a bit here because this is Afrobeat, Afropop, so you don't need all that noise too much. You can even see from the meter it's reducing a bit. Okay, let's play it with everything. I don't know if it's too noisy or something I need to change. So, okay, that was interesting. So it's already, I think it's fine. So I don't need to really change anything. It sounds okay. Might do some readjustments after the video. Just a bit minor, but I think it's okay. But this breakdown, there's something I'm not liking from it. So let's see. You see the whole thing changed again. Here was, and I like, that's what I like from this mix I did. So, and you now hear this one. It's a bit different. And there's so many observations that it's changing as it's singing, like it's moving. Okay, there's something I want to do. It's just something I wanted to do. Okay, yeah, the hi-hats, the shakers, I'm not feeling it at this point. So let me see. And this is what I mean by, like, now, those templates, those formal bits, they are all there. In fact, they are there, they're just muted. When I said it started from that first bit, they are still there. It's just that I've muted them, and that's what I do. Like now, this is the older when we started video. So this was started with this, and so it's muted. So in fact, everything is still there. In fact, that's why sometimes the beat is always screeching because there are so many elements inside. In fact, it's like 3 bits in one project. Not a fantastic way to do produce, but works for me. Okay, so I can I don't let's hear it without the shakers. I'm not feeling that shakers. So yeah. It needed to be silenced. No, the beat is quite heavy and a lot of elements and brightness at the drop. So when it comes, that's why that shakers were not sounding. It's a breakdown, so everything needs to become silent a bit. Yeah, reduce the volumes of everything. So the shakers is still at that high, while the rest of the music is like at a lower volume. So it's really disturbing. Yeah, so that's why I'm using it out. Better. Yes. Okay. There's one part I've not. That's one of those I've not changed yet. So that's why that key is. And I may have to do. So let's copy and paste. It may not seem like I'm doing anything, but I'm copying and pasting. So this will have changed to G4, G4, G4. Yes. Okay. Okay, so this part is where the glitch. Man, for the sake of the video, the length of the video, I may not go into. Unfortunately, the first time I tried recording this, I explained it, but the video was lost. So unfortunately, but that video, and that's why I tried to be shortening the video so that my computer actually crashed. At it was the video was 2 hours long, so and so that I'm trying to do videos much shorter. So maybe on the next video, I'll explain. I'll start from there. I'll start from explaining how I do this gross beats effect. So the thing is, the effect, I change it at will, and when I explain, you understand what I mean. This, I think, I use this automation clip to change it. But now the thing is, I don't know what it's going to produce, because I said, and it's on that mixer. It's this where it's on the, that's it. It's on that mixer. So I don't know what it's going to do until I listen to it when I introduce the sample in the project. So sometimes I don't like the results. I may now change a few things, but I won't do that in this video because it will take me long, and it's going to make the video longer. So maybe in another video I'll show how I did it, or maybe when I'm ready to change it, because I won't change it now, but I'm ready to change it, I'll make a video of it while I'm changing, and maybe altering any making any alterations. Okay, but what I'm hearing now, I don't think I like it so much, so I'm probably change some things, change the way it is. But basically, it's an automation clip. It's an automation of this. Now, if I explain a bit, I found out that all these have values, right? So have volume values. So that's why I used to set the animation at the volume value. So people that are experienced producers will quickly understand what I mean and be able to apply it. But not so experienced, I'll explain it fully and give a breakdown of how I do it, in case you have not even. I basically explained what I do, but that explanation is definitely not enough. I will need to show it to. Okay, so let's hear how this will sound. I don't think I like it at all, but what? That'll be another time. I'll change it later. So you see, it works. This is I've just switched. This is formal beat, or the formal sample I use. See it works very nicely with this one without any hitch. But on that one, sometimes when I put some samples, it just works out well. So I don't even need to change anything. But in this case, I might have to. So let me hear. So you can hear that this is now, because I've changed the key. That's the sounding off. I've changed the key, so it's no more. This does not belong here again. This sample doesn't belong, because it's a new bit. So, but the point of why I played that was, you can hear how nice. Oh, in fact, I could just solo it. Let's solo it. like but as nice as it is, I don't think I like it on this guy. Okay, and I think I know the reason why. The reason because the base is arpeggiated, or is that, can I make that a verb? The arpeggiation is an the what the how I say the melody is arpeggio, right? So it has many percussive like inflections or something like that. So it will really, and the gross beat is made to introduce that arpeggio like inflections. So it already has it. So doing the gross beat doing that is like clashing, and so I may just have to go through the gross beat and change some things. Don't mind me if I'm yawning subconsciously or unconsciously. It's 12, it's 1 a.m. So I'm getting quite fatigued, if I'll say that. Okay, I think I'm good at this point. I'll manage it for now and maybe do a new video to edit it and show how I do it. Okay, so another alteration or variance I want to do is, and I kind of like doing that, is to, at this point of the music, I always try to bring the original sound and use the original sound, play it, because so that just for some form of variance, so for some form of variation. Or alteration. Okay. Let's clone it. Oh yeah, let's clone. They are all the same. So imagine I'm just using one sample. Normally you can see these ones, I had to do different cuts of the sample and change some things to flange, and then some that I reverse. Okay, I tried the reverse. It was not bad, but it's not also fantastic. Look at it. Okay. Whoa. Okay, that gives me an idea. That gives me a very good idea. I could, at the point, okay, I actually don't like this. So at this point, I could do a reverse. So, hold on, let me just make this 69. This new 169. Okay, then let me introduce it here and make it the reverse. Let's see how that will sound, because the normal one is not sounding proper. It's not sounding interesting at all. Reverse, please. Okay, let's see how it will sound like. actually nice. So, so let's not forget to change the drop. The drop is also annotation. So to remember to highlight the, two different parts, you press Ctrl down. Simple shortcut, but very very annoying if you don't know it. Shortcut. I think I like it. I think I like it. Okay, so let's clone that again because that was not what we wanted to do, but let's clone this guy again. Okay, and now I'm moving it to 66. I think I did something on that 66. If I let me, I've already moved it, but you can, this stuff is to link to the track. I've already numbered it, so it's already linked. But the reason I'm going to do this linked is so that you can automatically rename it and paint it the exact name and paint. And you will see when I do that. So it has rename it to this particular track. So name it and paint it. It's just different shortcuts, so I don't have to rename it and all that. Okay, I had done this earlier, and what I'll do is, okay, let me copy let me copy the value. This is another tip I started doing a bit not recently, but after years of production. Because when I say it's a straight of my production is now 13 years, so maybe in between, maybe after 5 years, this is one of the things I picked up. And it's a simple, as people don't really know. I've been using FL for a long time, so there are things you notice along the road. Copy. Why am I copying it? So that if I want to return this back to this exact point, I'll just paste it back. Okay, because I don't want to start measuring because this is not you can use the hints to push it, because I know, but I don't want to start trying to figure out the exact place I did, so I just copy and paste the value back. And that also tells you that this can be automated. Anything can be automated. Almost anything can be automated in FL, and even 20 is now worse. That one can automate almost even more things. Things that can't be automated in 11 can be automated in 20. That's why I like 20 more than 12. 12 was nonsense. I keep saying it. Okay, so let's see how it will sound. Let me introduce it here. Okay, let me introduce it here. So this is the original sound without, and you can see it's directly to the master without any effect. Sometimes I like doing that so that I have a bit of everything. You can see this one has a different mix, this has a different mix with the gross bit and everything, and the drop has a different mix, so it has a bit of, that's what makes it's one sample. In fact, I'm literally using one sample, but it sounds different at almost at every 8 bars. Sounds quite different. Okay. Where did I? 4. I think that's the one I just did. I just cloned. So I think that's it. 4. So let's see how it will sound. Okay, let's increase the volume because since the volume has gone down. Let's see how it builds up to that. The sound, I'm not feeling the sound at all. I can just put what I have already back, but I really want to use this original sound. So what I can do, I can boost it a bit with sound goodizer. Let's see how sound goodizer. The sound goodizer will make it a bit mono. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, I think I want to, the reason why I copied it, like I wanted to give it more bass. Where I copied that value, I want to give it more bass, put more of the bass a bit. But let's see. Okay, I think I like it. I want to compare the volume with the beginning. Okay, it's sounding too similar, so let me try something else. Just give it a boost. Let's solo it. So why change that slope so that it's having a bit of the low bass, just a bit of the bass. In the main listen, I kind of cut that out at this point. So, but I want it have it a bit at this point in the music. So let's say it sounds. I may still put that sound good as well. I think I like it, but let's see if the sound good gives it a better. I didn't like the sound good okay, let's see the difference with the sound with and without. Okay, I think I'll leave the sound with it on. It gives it that chunk, a bit of chunk in the trunk. Okay, so I think I'm good with it. So I like it. I like it. So it has that variation and the original sound just a little bit boosted. The original sound at that point. I've done it in many other samples. I'll mess with the sounds, but at some point I just put the original sound so that it brings us back to where it all started from. Okay, I think with all that I'm practically done. So let's hear it to the end. I don't know what I just did. I just hope I didn't do something. let's see, there's something, let me see, there's something I can change in this 50, 60, 51 or 61 or 51. Okay, let's go to the growth speed. Let's see, there's something I want to change. 51, let's put it the 51 is this. Yeah, let me save because I may not like the result, so I want to come back to this state where I am right now and write what I will do. Okay, and I can't change this gross bit, making it is, and that's why I save, like I explained about how I save a lot of things. To redo this gross bit is a pain. It's a whole pain. So definitely not. I'd rather even cancel the bit and start, so that I've saved it and start again. So what I'll do is I want it to that's that's pitch down. I want it to do it earlier. I don't know if it works. I'm skeptic. I need to change that curve to a single curve. Is it curve? Okay, no, there's no need for this part. Yeah. So I want you to do it early. Yeah, so that I want it earlier because why I want it earlier, because the reverse takes the beat to a different place. So I want it to end so that we have a pause before we get back to the normal melody. So I think that's it. Thank God. The result was okay, so I don't need to restart the whole project. I'm just being very dramatic. What I mean is, I've saved it, so what I'll just cancel, close the project, and open again, knowing that I've not saved whatever mistake I did, or what, or unacceptable outcome. Okay, so I think I'm good with that. But let's hear that again. Yeah, because I know these beats, I know that there will be percussion somewhere, and it's it's a percussion, and the bass is also percussive, so it's going to be noisy. So this the drop is always quite heavy and noisy. So let's use a much lighter percussion with more space. Then entirely at the last part, no percussion at all. Oh, sorry, I forgot to even mute these guys. Okay, I think so. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm at the 1 minute 2:28 seconds. So I think it's time to stop the video. Continue. Let's hear it from beginning to end, at least to enter 1 hour 28 minutes. So let's listen to the song from start to end. There's something I would love to change at this beginning, but let's just. Okay, should I? 71. No, let's change it. That means I have to clone this guy. Let's do that quickly. Let's clone him. And the clone, put it 71. 71. Okay. It's already made. So I would like the original at the beginning, the original bass sound at the beginning, bass melody at the beginning, practically without nothing. Okay, let's see how it sounds. And yes, okay, I need to remove the low ends. Very good. I think that's it. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Okay, it's basically okay, but I think I want to introduce a filter just before, because I this is happening. This thing is so I think a filter will be good at that point. Let's see if I even have the space for the filter. Oh shit, it's a very heavy software. I may explain it when I'm going through some of the. Oh, okay. Do I need? Okay, maybe I'll do that in a later video. But let me try. Let me try it. Let's see. I know why I'm messing with this is because I know it's initialized. So when the okay, so it will work. It will work, but there's no time. I'm stopping the video now. I'll do it maybe post production stuff or whatever. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed and learned what. Like, share, comment, like we all usually say. So in the next video I'll probably go through do some of the like that gross beat effects, go through some of the effects and what I did on them. No, I may not go through everything because there are lots, but I may go through a few of them. Just checking the ends. Okay. Until next time. Have a nice one.